All right, welcome in everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today's topic, well, it's got the whole tech world kind of, buzzing.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is. It's ByteDance.
Mm.
And their expat employees, right, the ones over in Singapore.
Yeah.
ByteDance is making them report all their income to the Chinese tax authorities.
Whoa.
Which, on the surface might sound like, okay, whatever, right? But
It's more than meets the eye.
it is, because we're talking about stock options in a company valued at, what, like $300 billion?
Yeah, last valuation was around there.
Yeah, so that's where things get a little messy, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is fascinating. I mean, you've got international regulations, a globalized world, all coming to a head right here.
Right, yeah, it's corporate strategy, employee compensation, government policies, like all thrown into a blender.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's back up a second, right? We got to lay it all out. So ByteDance, they're saying, hey, all you expats in Singapore, got to report your income. And they're really focused on those stock options, ones that could potentially, make these employees a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But here's the kicker, right? If they don't comply,
Oh.
they can't cash out on those options.
Wow, so this is high stakes.
Huge stakes. It's not just like, oh, you get a little warning or something, right? This is like...
This is your livelihood we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with, like I said, ByteDance being valued at $300 billion.
Yeah, you work hard, you see those stock options maturing, and then suddenly, it's like the rug's pulled out from under you.
Exactly. And the thing is, it wasn't always like this, right? China, they were pretty relaxed when it came to enforcing overseas taxes.
Yeah, they were.
Now they're like tightening the grip, kind of like how the U.S. taxes Americans abroad.
Right. It's like they changed the rules of the game mid-game.
Yeah, exactly. And the big difference, well, it comes down to the tax rates.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge factor.
Yeah, right. In Singapore, the highest rate you're looking at is 24%.
Yeah, okay.
But in China, it jumps way up to 45%.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Huge. So think about it, right? Let's say, hypothetically, you exercise your stock options and you're looking at, I don't know, $200,000.
Okay, yeah.
In Singapore, after taxes, you're walking away with about, what, $152,000?
Right.
But in China,
Yeah.
only $110,000. That's a difference of $42,000.
Oof. Yeah,
No.
that's not insignificant.
Not at all. So even though these employees are living and working in Singapore, they could be paying a way bigger chunk of their earnings to China.
Yeah, potentially. That's the crux of the issue, right? It's like people went abroad to work for these global companies, maybe benefit from some lower tax rates.
Right. Make a life for themselves.
Exactly. And now the equation's changed completely.
Totally. So what's an employee to do, right? I mean, they built a life in Singapore, but now they got to decide.
Tough.
Really tough. Stay with ByteDance, potentially lose a huge chunk of their money.
Yeah.
Or leave, maybe miss out on even more gains if the company keeps growing.
It's like a lose-lose situation almost.
Almost. And it really makes you think about, ByteDance's responsibility here.
Yeah, it does.
They're essentially putting their employees in a really difficult position.
Absolutely.
But, they're not completely ignoring the issue.
Yeah. No, they've got to do something.
They've offered some subsidies, right, to help offset the potential tax hit.
Yeah, for like up to 2 years.
Okay, but there's a but.
There's always a but, right? The details, they're kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, it's like, how much are these subsidies going to cover?
Right. And what happens after those 2 years are up? Do employees just get left to fend for themselves?
That's a big question mark.
It is. And that uncertainty, I mean, that's got to be incredibly stressful, right? You're being asked to make this massive decision about your life. Life-changing, potentially. Yeah. Without knowing all the financial implications.
It's like walking through a maze in the dark,
Yeah.
You just don't know what's coming next. Exactly. And it makes you wonder, right, what does this all mean for the future of global talent? Will other companies start doing the same thing as ByteDance?
It's a possibility.
If so, how's that going to affect where skilled workers decide to go?
Yeah, the whole landscape could shift.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing started with a tax regulation.
Right.
And now it's affecting individuals, companies, maybe even the global economy.
It's a ripple effect.
It really is. And it just shows, how complex our world is becoming.
Absolutely.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, that's for sure. So for all you listeners out there, as you keep following this story, ask yourself, what does this mean for the future of work?
Yeah, great question.
How might these individual choices end up shaping the global landscape of talent and opportunity?
That's something to think about.
It is. It really is.
So thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.